Welcome to Pragmata, a third-person action puzzle shooter. And yes, I said puzzle shooter. It makes sense when you actually see the game. This game has been getting crazy reviews over the last few days, and I want to see if it lives up to the hype, and better yet, how the platinum experience for this game is. This game has 36 trophies ranging from collectibles to playing the game on lunatic difficulty, which if my normal playthrough is any indicator of anything, this will be very difficult. Pragmata's story follows Hugh and a group of other workers who are sent into space to repair a research station that just happened to lose contact with Earth. Within 3 minutes of them arriving, Hugh is seriously injured and everything goes completely wrong before he's healed by this childlike android named Diana, whose actual name is
I am DI-03367, a state-of-the-art pragmata created here at the Cradle. I possess basic life-saving protocols.
Okay, that's enough. I don't need the user's manual.
but we're gonna call her Diana for short. Shortly after finding Diana, we got our first 2 trophies, one for making it to the shelter and another for talking to Diana in the shelter. Rendezvous made it to the shelter.
That sign can't stop me because I can't read.
Cody, small talk. Talk to Diana in the shelter. The shelter essentially acts as a hub for you to do multiple things throughout this game, and you'll constantly be coming back to it. In the shelter, you'll use the firmware updater that allows you to upgrade your suit, primary unit, and your hacking. This is also the section where you can buy and upgrade your weapons, your hacking, your abilities, and your attachment. There's other things you could do in this area, but we'll get to those later in the video. After upgrading my character, it was time for us to head out on our very first mission, and this is a perfect time to explain how combat works in this game. Like I said before, this game is a third-person shooter, but the unique component of this game is you have to hack characters. When you aim at an enemy, this grid pops up on the side, and this is your hacking grid. The way this hacking puzzle works is that you're trying to get to this green power button every single time. Once you get to this green power button, it leaves the enemy exposed for a set period of time. But it's not just that. There's other pieces on this board that kind of help with you hacking. For example, the blue panels on this grid extend the amount that the enemy is actually stunned, and it does more damage. And then the yellow panels do different things. You're actually able to swap these out and to change these. The first one you get is the code, which I believe just honestly does more damage. But the goal is you want to go through as many as the blue and yellow panels as possible before getting to the green to optimize the amount of time that your enemy is stunned and how much damage it's gonna do, all while shooting. To me, this is one of the most unique mechanics I've ever seen in a shooter. Because while you're not only focused on finding the weakness on your opponent and shooting them, you're also off to the side trying to optimize your hacking to do as much damage as possible. This mechanic makes the combat feel really engaging, and it never feels like you're just mindlessly shooting. As I navigated through this level shooting enemies, I found something that I was not looking for, which resulted in a trophy. Out in the centers. Is this some damn collectible here? Well spotted. Shoot a mini cabin. Shortly after getting this collectible, I got another trophy for finding a fake wall. These fake walls are going to be pretty important because they're going to hide some of the collectibles that we need to collect for the 100%. Wall? What wall? Find a hollow wall. Speaking of collectibles, we ended up getting a trophy for one of the major collectibles in this game called REM. REM are Earth memories that you can give to Diana that creates a hologram in a shelter, and you're gonna have to find each of these in every level, and there's multiple in every level. There it is. I'm so smart. For me. Give and REM as a present. Yeah, you can give her presents. After giving Diana that present and working our way through this level, it was finally time for our very first boss fight. Boss time. Boss time.
Neutralize.
You have the extension? That's cool.
Looks like we're gonna have to fight our way through. Get ready.
We already talked about how this game actually plays, but one thing I failed to mention is talking about how every enemy has a weak point. This is pivotal in boss fights because what you want to do is essentially hack the boss and then shoot at their weak point. For example, this boss, his weakness is going to be this tank on his back. So your goal in this fight is going to be to constantly stun him, dodge his attacks, and shoot his weak point. Since this was the very first boss, I really didn't have any issues. I cooked him that second time. Power trip. Restore power. When we return to the shelter after beating the boss, we're greeted by a new companion named Mr. Cabin. Currently, he gives us access to the cabin stamp board. As you do random things throughout the levels, you'll be rewarded with these coins, which you can redeem on this board, which will give you additional things like mods, red keys to gates, which we'll talk about at a later date, and completing one full board, it will reward you a trophy. On top of that, later it will give us access to challenges, but we'll talk about that later. After leveling up my character, it was time to move on to the next level in hopes to reach the comms tower to contact somebody on Earth. In this level, we encounter our first red room level, which requires a red room key. Like I said before, these doors are unlocked by using a red key. You can get red keys by using the stamps on the cabin stamp board, or you just kind of randomly find them around the level. Red rooms are just areas with harder enemies. Once you beat those harder enemies, you're usually rewarded with like a mod or some type of upgrade material. Now, you aren't required to do all of these for the platinum. You only have to do one of them, but I do recommend doing these whenever you can, as the upgrade material is very valuable, make your character a lot stronger, and kind of make some of the challenging things down the line a bit easier. That is weakness. Because I promise it's not doing no damage for real. Okay. I need red zone and loving it. Secure a red zone. Continue to play through this level. I naturally unlocked 2 trophies. Thanks for everything. Receive a picture as a present. Round them up! Defeat 3 enemies at the same time with the limb recycle. I figured that was gonna be a trophy. Everything seemingly was going well for me until I encountered this one annoying robot that was tied to a trophy. This is a sweeper bot. These are rare robots that are randomly throughout the level, and basically they'll try to escape you and you kind of have to stun them really fast. If you don't, they disappear.
Oh my god. Damn it. Lost it.
Oh. Not normally, this really wouldn't be an issue. Obviously, if you don't get it, you reload the level, come back and try it again. But guess what? The spawn of these things are random. So you can miss this, leave the level, come back, and there's a chance that it won't be there. I sat here for like 30 minutes waiting for this particular robot to come back, and it never did. So I just gave up on that trophy for now, progressed through the level, and eventually got to the boss fight.
Not again.
This boss fight was drastically different than the first boss fight we had, but the philosophy was still the same. Your main goal is to hack the boss monster and to attack his weak points. The biggest difference in this boss is this boss actually can obtain a shield that prevents you from hacking, and before you can actually attack the monster, you have to destroy the shield, then hack it, then attack his weak point. It also has a bunch of big AoE attacks, but once you see them once, they're actually all pretty dodgeable. After a cycle of damaging his shields, hacking it, and then attacking his weak points, I was able to deal with this boss with relative ease. That was a good boss fight.
Okay.
Oh.
You got this?
Maybe.
Oh my God!
Access to local controllers. Initiate.
she's strong. Let's she learn how to do that. After beating this level, we're approached by a cat who's being controlled by this AI named 8. She asks us to travel to the next level and help her, but before we do get a trophy for beating this boss. Perfect God. Reach the comms tower. Before starting a new level, I thought this would be a good time to get some cleanup trophies in the shelter. One pertaining to completing a rim series, which is just collecting those rims that I talked about earlier. Another for upgrading a weapon. And finally, one for completing a stamp board. A whole room now.
We've collected the
Replicating extraordinaire. Top shelf item. You upgrade a weapon using pure aluminum. Blackout. Complete a cabin stamp board. After getting those trophies and upgrading our weapons, we headed to the next area, which took place in this terror dome. We eventually find 8, who looks exactly like Diana, and she asks us to help her escape from this tree. Also basically tells us that the AI in this place is going crazy. In order to stop him, we have to get the stop code from the boss in this level. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. This boss is a scorpion, and like I said, the philosophy is still the same with these boss fights, where you're hacking and you're just trying to hit this weak points. This boss has different attack patterns, like it'll jump up and like shoot like this big laser or whatever that you have to dodge. So this boss is kind of a combination of hacking, shooting his weak points, and actually dodging the big lasers. Honestly, the boss was pretty easy. And that's probably my biggest criticism about Pragmata, as much as I love it. It felt like the game was really easy. I think I died a total of 10 times throughout my entire playthrough. And I think what was happening is, as I was beating levels, I was going back and get the collectibles so I wouldn't have to do as much towards the end of my platinum run. And it just felt like my weapons were super overpowered for a lot of bosses. I had kind of figured out a build that worked really well. So uninstinctively, I just became super OP. And it felt like I really wasn't presented with a challenge at all. Ugh. Investing in that dodge ability for where I get the max pain dodges was a great decision. Nice. Boss, you is so fake. Cause entrusted memory, get the stop code. After beating that boss, we do get the stop code to stop this AI, which means it was time to go to the next level. This level was absolutely beautiful, but we didn't really get any trophies here. We did get one trophy for dealing 6,000 gun damage. I need to finish Metal Gear Solid 2. One was really good. It aged a lot better than I thought it would have. Like, that game actually aged really well. It's over 6,000. Deals 6,000 gunshot damage in 1 second. Now, I don't know if I had just got really good at the game, but this level felt a bit shorter than the others. But like I said, it could just be that I have gotten so used to the game that I was just breezing through. But we made it to the boss pretty fast, and beating this boss would give us another trophy. There's so many things on the ground. Pulsar, 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 pulsar. Bro, how's he not dead? He ain't got no help. These boss fights are cool. Is he dead now? Boom. That's messed up 8. Mission unveiled. Make it to the Nexus Tower. After beating a boss on this level, we find out, dun dun dun, that 8 is actually the villain, and me and Diana both get injured. We return to the shelter and we're able to fix up Diana, though I'm not able to really fix up myself. And at this point, it meant we had one more level left. But before doing the final level, I decided to do a bunch of cleanup trophies. We got a trophy for winning Peekaboo against Diana in the shelter. Trophy for this.
You hide, someone finds you.
This is a trophy.
Rinse and repeat.
So if we find her, we get a trophy.
Not a single
for this.
person can find me.
Q, I want to play.
All right,
All right, let's give it a shot.
let's play hide and seek.
Q, let's play hide and seek. Ready or not, here we go.
I assume this place is really small, so I can't imagine it's gonna be hard to find her. Where can she even hide for real? I literally see you.
What's taking so long?
It ain't take me that long.
Tell me!
So we should get a trophy for this.
You won't find me next
Peekaboo.
I'll pick
Win at hide and seek. Like I was saying before, as I was playing through the game, I was going back and kind of collecting as many collectibles as I can that wasn't locked behind having a specific ability. So when I had to go back and do these 100%, it was pretty easy. You can also buy an item in a store called Scan, where it'll scan the area and tell you all the collectibles that are nearby. I wonder if we get a trophy here for completing all, or at least completing one of the areas. Okay. Because I think this is the last thing we need to get here. There we go. Cradle Surveyor. Reach 100% sector progress in a sector. Nice. Okay, so we apparently will get a trophy if we do Confuse through this. So I need to shoot this one, right? I need to shoot the one in the bottom left, because that's the one that's holding our Confuse. Right. Okay, well, that was wrong. Wait, is it not bottom right? So it must be this one, right? No, this. Oh my god. Okay. Which one is it? Yeah. Okay, so then we do this and then this. And then can I borrow that? Confuse a certain enemy and borrow its shield. Okay. I finally went back and defeated that sweeper bot. I found out that all I had to do was wait to say until I had my overdrive, pop my overdrive, and it instantly died. Okay, it's back, it's back, it's back. Let's capture it. How do I get up here? There we go. You're not getting away that easy. Defeat a sweeper bot. Bro, that was so much harder than it genuinely need to be. Oh my god, it took like 30 minutes for it to respawn again. In the next area, we navigated through as usual, beating up robots, unlocking doors, before we encounter a very powerful sub-boss, which we frankly beat pretty easy. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I don't know what happened. Somehow, some way, my character just got really strong. Fine. Oh, I have to wait for her. There we go. Sentinel Breach. Take down the Sentinel. I played Sonic Adventure 1 on a demo when I was way younger for the Dreamcast. Escape Artists. Unlock every escape hatch. Okay. And finally, we made it to the final boss 8. All of the training we have put in throughout our playthrough led up to this very moment. And the final boss was easy. Listen, bro, I don't know what y'all want me to do. My gun literally does so much damage to this boss. I don't know what happened, but I don't even know if I used any health ups in this fight. Okay. Jesus. Oh, it's stunned, it's stunned. I think I might have overbuffed my character. Because I do so much damage with the charge rifle, it's ridiculous. I overbuffed this one too. I don't know what this is. Oh my god, I'm doing so much damage. Yeah. I am now. What I didn't know at the time is that this boss had a second phase. The second phase also is pretty easy. You're basically just hacking, aiming a laser, and then clicking R2 to shoot the laser. And you just kind of repeat that over and over again. In the midst of this second phase, we did unlock a trophy. What is that? No shot. What the heck? Oh, I was finna say. I was gonna say, what is that? Who needs guns? Deal 3,000 hacking damage in a single hack. And with that, we had completed our very first playthrough. God Damn. They did not sequel bait our promise. Complete the game on any difficulty. I say first playthrough because we actually have to play through this game again on the hardest difficulty. Now you're saying, okay, why didn't you play at the hardest difficulty at first? The hardest difficulty in this game is locked behind beating the game once. So after you beat the game once, you unlock lunatic difficulty, which apparently is really hard. But before we start that playthrough, after you beat the game, you actually unlock another mode called Unknown Signal. I'm gonna be honest, this mode is the exact same as challenge mode, but you unlock it by going back to levels and beating enhanced versions of bosses. Between this new mode and a bunch of collectibles, we still had a bunch of things left to do. Very first trophy I wanted to attack here was the Master of Simulator trophy, which is just the trophy for completing all of the challenges. There are a total of 30 challenges. Some are platforming challenges, some are just outright attack challenges, and some are a hybrid of both. None of these were overly difficult, so I was able to get this trophy with ease. All right, we should get a trophy here. For completing the main objective in one. There we go, Mr. Simulator. Complete the main objective in the training set. And that should be a trophy for completing all challenges. I think, there it is, Master of the Simulator. Honestly, that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. The thing that doesn't make it as hard is you don't have to complete every objective. If you had to complete every objective, this platinum trophy would probably be like an 8 or 7 out of 10. But since you don't have to do them all, it makes it a lot easier. So on to the next trophy. After beating challenge mode, I decided it was time to beat Unknown Signal since they were basically the same thing. Honestly, the only difference between challenge mode and the Unknown Signal mode is Unknown Signal makes you fight the bosses again. And once you beat the final boss, you get a new like cutscene at the end, but I'm not gonna spoil that for you guys. While beating the Unknown Signal mode, I naturally unlocked some trophies. One for cleansing multiple enemies, another for unlocking all of the weapons in the game. Trophy. A lunar challenge, complete a mission in a special sector. Can't stop, won't stop. Print all obtainable weapons, hacking nods, and abilities during the main story. The right man for the job, complete Unknown Signal. The next trophy was a bit concerning. Do you remember earlier in the video where we talked about those mini cabin collectibles? Well, there's 15 total, and for some reason, this collectible isn't factored into the actual overall progress of the level. So there's no way to actually track these. There's nothing to look at. There's no way to tell which ones you got in specific levels. You literally just have to know. And I was not doing a good job of actually keeping count of these. I was just collecting them as I saw them. I lucked out and the first one I checked happened to be the one that I needed, but everybody isn't gonna be so lucky. So my recommendation, if you're doing this platinum, make sure you're keeping track of the mini cabins, because as it speaks as of right now when I'm making this video, there's no way to track that. This might change eventually, but I had no way to track this, but I just ended up getting lucky. Way to keep track of these, like I don't even know. I think this is the last one in this area. Oh, that's all of them. Okay, Mini Hunter Supreme. I'm so happy that turned out well, because I had no way to actually track the rest of the levels. So I thought I had like at least 4 of these left, but the last one in the last level was the last one I needed to do. After getting this trophy, it was finally time for the last trophy. And what was the hardest trophy in the game, which was beating the game on Lunatic mode. Honestly, for the majority of Lunatic mode, it wasn't that bad. Enemies do kill you a lot faster, but if you just prioritize your body and get high defense, you kind of negate all of that. I have played this game enough to where I can navigate my build a bit. So I was breezing through everything. The bosses basically just had more health. It did more damage. So instead of you kind of evaporating them, it just became a long running game of avoid and kind of chipping down their health. And everything was going smooth until I got back to the final boss. They were not doing this before. Okay. Yikes. Dude, this thing does so much damage. Okay, well, that was... Okay, this is drastically different than the original fight. Yeah, bro, it does so much damage. Okay. Hit it with this. This is the big one. This is the big one. Oh my God. bro. I'm gonna be honest. The jump from the lunatic mode final boss compared to everything else in this game is insane. I would have probably rated this platinum without this final boss like a 5 out of 10. It had some difficulty things, but it was nothing that was really crazy. This final boss alone bumps this up to a 7 or 8. This is hard. Okay, first time making it to the second phase. Very afraid, not gonna lie. Okay. Oh my God. After dying like 10 times, I finally decided that my build wasn't working. The build that I was using to fight this final boss was a heat build that had worked pretty well against everything else. My goal was basically to hack all of the opponents, overheat them, and put them in a stun state. But this final boss, for some reason, just refused to get stunned. And no matter what I did, I could not get their bar up fast enough before it started doing all these crazy things. It felt like I could do enough damage in the first phase, but when I got to the second and the third phase, it felt like I was doing little to no damage. Because of that, I decided I just had to switch my build. So I decided to try to switch to a full hacking build. The goal was to do as much hacking damage as possible. If I can just overdrive protocol this boss, hack it as much as possible to do the max amount of damage, I wouldn't even need to worry about doing weapon damage. So I decided to sacrifice weapon damage and health for overall hacking damage. And it seemed like it wasn't really working at first, so I was concerned. Okay, let's try this with the curse mod to see if it helps. I don't know if it actually will. Okay. We're just going through all of the mods. Okay. Okay. Oh my God, this is doing an obscene amount of damage now. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, that did better damage.
Hold on, Hugh. I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Okay. Bruh. Bruh, I'm literally so close to crashing out. Like, are you kidding me, bro? Oh my God. Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. Honestly, it was starting to feel hopeless. I had been fighting this boss for what felt like hours, and I wasn't really making any progress. I was switching builds, trying different weapons. It seemed like nothing I was doing was working, but I wasn't gonna give up. I decided to give it a few more tries, making sure that every time I entered this fight, I had the max amount of overdrive gauge. So once I hit it one time, I was gonna be able to quickly hit it again. And I just kept repeating that process until eventually I got a good run down. Oh my God, I did so much damage. I did so much damage that time. Oh my God. I was locked in. I was so locked in. Okay. Okay. We have another overdrive protocol. Okay. Can we not die? Can we not die immediately? Okay, laser. 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 Bro, please kill, bro. Please. Please, I'm so close. Please. Oh my God, we're gonna run out of lasers. Jackhammer. Please. Please, yes. Oh my God. Oh, bro, wait, we're not done. We still got a sequence here. And I don't have no, okay. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my God, that took so long. I can't, bro, I was locked in on that hacking, bro. I was so, oh my God, I've been doing this for like 3 hours. This is the end. I've been playing this game for so long that, whoa, this is not, this is way bigger than it was before. Okay. Where's the arm? Arm. Shoot! Okay. This is it, man. This is it. This is the end of the journey. It's crazy because I'm making this on release, like this game just came out, but y'all probably won't even get this video until, I don't know, sometime in the fall. And the reason for that is that I don't want to spoil people's experience on this game because I think it's such a great game that everybody should experience. So I don't want to be one of the people that like rush it out and then like people can't watch it because they don't want to be spoiled. But I am recording it on release though. Okay, bro. This is, I think we got to do this like 2 more times or something like that. This is it. This is going to be the end of the battle. Pragmata, one of my favorite games to release this year. Man, it's been a pleasure. It has been truly a pleasure. Diana, take us out. Take us out of here. It's time. Big laser time. Let's go. Yeah. Okay, can shoot the laser. I'm trying to make this as dramatic. There we go. Yeah. There it is. My controller is going crazy. Give me that trophy. Give me that lunar supremacy, which means, come on, speed it on. Pragmata Platinum. And with that, the Pragmata trophy experience came to an end, but it's not the end of my Capcom Platinum experience. Click this video on the screen to watch me platinum every mainline Mega Man game.